Hello everybody, and welcome back to Pravus Gaming and more Banished in New Cardiff with the Colonial Charter mod pack. We are still playing with 1.71, but I am very eagerly anticipating the release of 1.75. It is something you're able to download if you want to opt into the beta version of Banished right now with the latest patch, and I might very well do that. I'm just kind of worried about losing some save game stuff as I'm doing it, but either way. Alright, so I've been planning out a couple more things for the base, some more docks and piers and stuff, a lot of mines, kind of finding where some of them are able to locate in the mountainside. You didn't really miss much, but for those of you who might be curious, if I go to resource production and stuff, there's a whole bunch of different kinds of quarries and mines available. And I was just trying to find out where they line up in the mountain and stuff like that, and I found a couple good spots. I'm just going to leave them as placeholders so I don't forget that they are there, in case they're useful at some point. Then we're going to be placing an old church over here. We also might want to plan out having a nice little cemetery, you know, someplace where people are able to remember their fallen. Let's see, we have a regular cemetery, a fenceless cemetery, a transparent cemetery, a transparent fenceless cemetery. Yeah, I think we'll just go with a regular one, but thank you. So many options, so many. Alright, how big is the church? It's about this big, so if we want to match that, we could put a big honkin' cemetery right back here. And again, I'm going to pause things because I don't plan on building and using up the resources, but I like the urban planning side of things, you know? I want to make this place look nice. I also would like to get a town hall prepared, you know? Let's see. We should get some wells at some point, by the way. Yes, it is very possible for buildings to catch on fire from various different disasters. And of course, you don't want that to happen. Gazebo, schoolhouse we already have. Town hall, Colonial hall, which looks like this. Oh, looks like something straight out of Philadelphia. We got a courthouse. Not too sure what this does. A public place of social justice where people gather to participate in the passing of laws. Brings happiness to large populations. Huh. Cool. And then there's the governor's office. Staffed by an official who collects taxes in the form of silver pfennig to use in your town. Different kind of currency. It's kind of like that. Nice. But, I don't know, I don't think we need a colonial hall right now. I think at the very least what we want is a simple town hall, yeah? Simple town hall would be just fine, and it will fit perfectly in this area. So go ahead and place that, and once again, pause it for the time being. Alright, so let's finish off our trader today. Not sure that I have a lot to trade except for some extra herbs, but you never know. Those are worth a reasonable amount of trade value in the early game. Very easy to collect. We'll do that, but one of the other things I said I wanted to do today was to set up some of the new Colonial Charter resources and start getting that production going. So, one of the first things we'll probably want to do is go to resource production, shorehouses. These little guys right over here. They gotta go kind of sorta in the water. Not completely in the water, just partially in the water. Kind of like this. Yeah, sure. Alright, we'll place it kind of right here. Place one shorthouse there. See if we can fit another one in here somewhere. Does not look like it. Not over here. So inconvenient. I usually like to have these things lined up. A whole bunch of them. Like 4 of them. We can do one here. It's good enough for now. Pause. And I guess I'll let them build the other one. I'll just kind of show you how that stuff works. So a shorehouse is useful for gathering up sand and clay. Either one of those. Sand, of course, can be refined into glass. Clay can eventually be refined into bricks, which is a useful building material. You know what else is a useful building material? That would be lumber. And if we wanted to go to the Lumber and Construction and Materials tab, there's a few options here for us. We have a basic saw pit, which is just a very, very slow way of cutting logs up into planks. Then you have the lumber yard, which allows 2 people to work here, and you can kind of see over in the bottom right. Got a big honkin' saw through a log. 2 people will work together to create planks a lot faster. Then you have the sawmill, which looks kind of like this. Presumably this is a little bit more industrial. And then what we're going to be using is the water wheel sawmill. Now, this is more expensive than pretty much everything else, but it only costs logs and stone. So I kind of figure if we're going to do this, why go for the cheap crap? You know, we're kind of reaching a point where we now have 30 adults. Let's just go ahead and get the big honkin' water wheel. And now we'll stick it in the water. You can fit it somewhere in here that's convenient. The roundness of this shore depresses me. We could fix that. I mean, okay, at the risk of people thinking it's cheating again, look, I just want this to be a little bit flatter so that I'm able to make use of some buildings. So you know something? Flatten. And then get rid of that. Okay. It's kind of cool looking, I guess. It's not so bad. Alright, so we wanted to place... Where were you? Refined. Water wheel. Yeah, something kind of like this will do just fine. And this will leave us enough space to place a forge later, which has another water wheel. So we're kind of over here, and apparently it doesn't like this position. Why not? What's wrong with this? Huh. Not too sure why it's upset about the location I provided for you here. I've actually no idea. Okay, well, either way, without getting too hung up on that, let's go ahead and place our water wheel. We'll do something kind of like this, I think. Yeah, no, it's just getting upset by the fact... Is there a slight hill here? Is it ever so slight that I'm not noticing it? Hang on. Flatten. Get rid of that. There. Does that solve the problem? Frickin' flatten power tool? Yes. Yes, it solves the problem. Okay, good. Well, we're going to place you here then. Okay, so what this is going to do is, just using water power, we're going to rapidly chop up logs and start turning it into lumber that we can use for other ambitious building projects. Kind of like the market and stuff. The only thing we're missing here is a bit of lumber. Now, one thing to be cautious about with this water wheel sawmill is that it's going to use up your logs very, very rapidly if you are not paying attention, so don't feed it any more than you want to. Alright, now we have the trading post done and ready to go. Let's go ahead and stash up a good couple hundred herbs or so. Some herbs! Yeah, you know what it is. We all know. We'll place a trader. And one person will work. What this guy will do is he'll just go and collect and distribute resources for the trading post. So he'll go over here, he'll grab some stuff, he'll bring it back. And if we ever do buy anything, he'll just send it back as well. So, kind of like a market, like a mini market, but specifically for the trading post. And by having built this, now traders are able to spawn in the river, and hopefully they will work their way down here. I would feel very disappointed if they did not. What else was there that I was trying to build? This is being paused, yes? Yes, okay. It's just a shore house. They'll be fine, they'll figure it out. Now, the forest is growing pretty nicely over here. The other thing that we're able to start building is some more hunting cabins and gatherers' huts and stuff like that. Wouldn't be so bad. I think that as the forest is growing, we're going to find a lot more of that stuff becoming available. There's definitely resources gathering up on the ground, so the question is, are deer coming in here? And I'd be willing to guess yes. Don't be fooled by the fact that there are literally deer right here. They are purely cosmetic. They mean nothing. The reserve of food is, once again, quite low. How very frustrating that is. Alright, well, I guess what we could do then is have some more people gather up wild foods. Do something like this. I already had them gather a lot, but we can gather more. Sure, why not? It's fine. Something over there. Whatever, just gather it up. Gather up the foods. Okay. We stopped pinning this for some reason, didn't we? Pin that back up, please. Thank you. Alright. Now, we do have some more adults. Should we build another house for them? Now, at some point I don't want to keep building these wooden houses, right? Because these wooden houses are not very fuel efficient. You'd much rather start building stone houses. The problem is they're a fair bit more expensive. Let's see, wooden house, 16 wood and 8 stone, as opposed to a stone house, which is 35 wood and 40 stone. Very, very expensive. But, would be a very good thing to have. Do you not think? Save us on some of our firewood. I mean, in the long run, because we're consuming less logs as firewood, it ultimately will save us more wood in the long run, right? In the very long run. But, I don't know, we're kind of reaching a stable point where I think we're going to be able to afford to build something like this. By the way, for people who mentioned it before, yes, you can just hit the F key and cycle through the different models. I'm aware of that. I just wasn't aware that there were some different models to be had, as we were placing things like Forcer's Hut and stuff, so, alright, well anyway. Pause, pause, pause. Let's not build any of these until we are good and ready. Alright. Hey, thank you for bringing your wheelbarrow full of herbs, Carolyn. There we go. Herbs are done. And if we go to trade, you can see that each herb has a value of 4. Now, that won't mean much to you until you see a trader, so when that guy comes down here, we'll take a good look-see, but for now, just understand that that's important. It's a higher value than certain kinds of food or logs or stuff like that. I don't know. Anyways, we can get a couple more builders going at the very least. Oh, game is auto-saving. Alright, there we go. Please build things like the water wheel sawmill a little bit faster in the shore house. It doesn't appear that anybody's working on that for some reason. Why aren't you working on that? What else are you guys building that's so freaking important? Yeah, I get it. There's a bunch of resources over here for some reason. Cool, but seriously, though, do something. Alright, let's gather up some of this stone. We're going to need it. If we ever start finding that we're having trouble with stone, then one thing we could certainly do is build up a quarry. Start digging into the earth, gathering up the stone. That would work. It's a little irritating, but it would work. One other thing that I usually like to build close to my trading post is going to be another storage area, just like a little small barn. Yeah, something kind of like this. Just so that as we gather up resources, if we just want to store it in here real quick, we can do so. Doesn't have to take very long. There you go. Something like that. You could also build a stockpile nearby, but I think for the time being, we're probably fine. More herbs arriving! Now we have our full 200. We don't need this trader anymore. Let's go ahead and turn her off and give her a different job. Alright, so that is 800 value of something. If we get lucky and some sheep or some sort of livestock are brought down the river, we might be able to buy something. Just a couple, and let them populate the, populate the farm as a result. Shore houses, come on, build a little bit faster. I promised you guys that you could work fast. I promised the people on the YouTubes that this game was exciting. I mean, as exciting as any colony management game is, but I mean, like, seriously. Don't make me a liar. Build things quickly. There we go. Thank you. Alright, so, shore house. Now, here's the thing that I was talking about before as far as materials and dry goods and stuff. Very vague categories for resources. And this is where you determine your limits. So right now, our materials and dry goods limits are matched. So even if we did say, dig sand or clay or whatever, they wouldn't do it because the limits are too low. So we could set a little bit higher, but by increasing the limits of materials with the intention of getting more sand, what if we had a different thing that was producing, let's say, fuel, and suddenly their limit's gone up, and now they're starting to use it. You have to go around turning off buildings, managing everything. It's just total pain, which is why when 1.75 does come out on Steam, it's going to be amazing. Let's go ahead and set up the dry goods and materials, though. Honestly, let's just set them each to 1,000. Just keep doing it indefinitely. It's fine. We will dig up some clay if I can get somebody working on here. Let's see. Shoreman. We need a shoreman. Dig up the clay, store it somewhere, and then we shall be able to make bricks. Do you actually want to create a little storage area right next to them? We could do that. Let's see. Storage cellar. I can't remember. Is clay considered a material? Probably. That would make the most sense, right? Let's see. I place storage cellar right here. That's not so bad, right? Tiny little storage area, just so somebody's able to do their work, immediately dump it off, and then we'll have a laborer come and ferry the resources around later. We do have some more people becoming adults and becoming laborers, so I guess we might as well go ahead and continue with the population growth. Having a little bit of food trouble, just having trouble keeping up with everybody, it's going to be kind of important for us in the near future to start upgrading, get some more fish and stuff coming through. Because again, as I pointed out before, these dock fisheries are so freaking good. Several hundred food for one worker. That's so outrageously efficient. And this isn't terrible. I mean, it's not as good. But it's still able to get a pretty reasonable amount of food. Let's see. About 500 food. About 500 to 600 food per person in this water scavenger is pretty decent. It's still probably better than the hunting cabin. What is the gatherer's hut getting us, by the way? Let's take a look at that. Now, gatherer's huts are genuinely really good. Gatherer's huts in the early game, coupled with a good forest, is one of the best food production buildings in the game. So we're looking at, a couple thousand food here for 4 people. That's about 500 each. Still not as good, but not bad. Not bad at all. How's the herbalist doing, by the way? Gathered up 150 herbs last season. Alright. And then there was the hunting cabin, which was about 600 food for 3 people. So hunting cabins, if you had to rank it, hunting cabins, very ineffective at getting food, but still necessary because you need the leather. Gatherer's huts, super duper effective, but fisheries, dock fisheries, outstanding, super, super strong. We'll definitely want to build some more of those. We have so many different building jobs going on right now, apparently. I don't even remember what I was building. What was I building that needs so many people? I mean, I was building a house, yes. And I was building this water wheel sawmill, yes. But 11 builders? Seems like a lot, but okay. Let's take a look-see. So I did put another dock fishery down here, if I can find it. There you go. Nice big radius. Kind of gather up the rest of the fish in this bay. It doesn't have a lot of overlap either with the other fishery. So what we should probably do is start building a quay. Kind of out that direction now. Because we've been having so much trouble with the quays and people getting stuck before, I think we kind of want to build progressively outwards rather than place them all now. It's just locating them is going to be a little bit of a pain. So what I probably can do then is go to the themed sets, go to the quay. Let's see, grab the dock, let's see, 1, 2, 3, there we go. Place, 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 place. That's about as good as that's able to get. Oh wait, we put another shore house here, didn't we? You know something? Cancel that shore house. We'll figure something else out for you. Key. Gotta find it again. There you are. Place you... Probably can only do 2, honestly. There we go. And if we can find a way to put down some steps... Doop-a-doop-doop-a-doop-doop. Perfect. And then, what we should do is pause everything. You can't pause a wood dock piece. Are you serious? Well, this I did not know. Huh. Alright, well, we're just going to have a whole bunch of people go build these quays, and hopefully don't get a lot of people stuck and homeless, because it's going to mess up all of our housing situations. I mean, I could just demolish all the buildings, but after that much work, are you kidding me? Heck no. I don't wanna. Yeah, okay. Now, one problem is that we're kind of... Oh, and this person's stuck. Great. That's exactly what I did not want to happen. Chop down some trees, people. It's an emergency. Quickly, chop down some trees, like, right now, before we get, you know, she starves, because we're out of logs. Anyway, watermill sawmill is done. This does produce fuel, if we wanted. Firewood, logs. Probably a heck of a lot more efficient than having a woodcutter. Probably. But lumber is what we're looking for, made out of regular logs. You could also build lumber out of hardwood. I'm not too sure if there is a functional distinction between the two, but it is an option. Come on, can we please prioritize chopping down some of these trees here? I need logs, people! Logs! Chop it all down! Go get them! We got homeless people for some reason. Still taking a long time, even with 12 laborers. Not a fan of that. But either way, we should be able to get all this stuff together. Let's go ahead and have a couple of builders. More students on the way. Hey, look, more stone. Let's go ahead and remove some of that, too. There you go. There is a convenient button, by the way, here. If you're trying to clear out a forestry area, you could just do this one right here, which collects all stone and iron ore in whatever this box is going to be. Not that there is any right there, but if you're just trying to clear out a forestry area, that's a much faster way to do it, if you care. Alright, so we have a bunch of people getting stuck. Can we please finish up the dock? Please. I don't think that I'm asking for too much here. You see like 5 builders. These people are going to get hungry pretty soon. Yeah, they're building one thing and then just getting stuck. That's just how it's working right now. This person's stuck on the stairs. I have no idea how that's happening. Whatever, you should be able to get off now, yeah? Or not? Okay, maybe this dock stairs piece is put in the wrong area. Let's remove that. We'll put another piece of the key like so, and then steps down from that. Maybe that'll work a little bit better? Otherwise, these people might be in a little bit of trouble. I mean, if I had to, I think I could just, like, automatically demolish all this stuff, but I'd rather not. Come on, place the last thing. Somebody somewhere. There we go. They're free! Alright. Yeah, the key stuff's a little bit annoying there, isn't it? Never really noticed that as a problem before when I've played this, but now it's an issue, so, oh well. Let's go ahead and build out this next dock fishery. We're going to continue chopping down some trees and stuff in the local area. Let's just say kind of over here. Deforestation! Get all the logs. There we go. And we can unpause this stone house if we desire. Now, do we want to start getting some lumber now? We have a bit of wood now, at least enough to kind of keep going. Why is somebody still considered homeless? Angelicity? Angelicity. kind of a name is that? I don't know. She's educated, but I guess when she graduated, there was no home available for her, so now she's just considered homeless. Yeah, we probably should go ahead and build out this stone house, shouldn't we? Let's just go ahead and prioritize that thing. Doop-a-doop-doop. Prioritize that, thank you. Still doing well with the dock. The dock here is done. Or, nope, it's actually in the process of being built. It looks done, but it's lying. Reserve of stone is done, you don't say. It's probably because I'm building this thing out. Is there any more stone anywhere in the nearby vicinity? There's a bit over here. Go ahead and have our laborers kind of wander far out into the world. Gather the stone. Bit here, too. Ooh, good. Nice reserve of stone. That's what I like to see. And this person is still homeless, but we had a house. There's a house right here for you. There we go. She got married. 25 and 22. Seems a little bit late. Maybe we're not building houses quick enough anymore. I'm not too sure. Yeah, so we're going to go ahead and have people work this. For the watermill mill thingy, we need to have another woodcutter, I think. Yeah, that's actually consider the job here. So let's go ahead and assign somebody for that. Somebody will gather up some logs, bring them over here, turn it into lumber. And, oops, I closed down my profession tab, I just realized. Shoot. There we go. And we will be able to start working on finishing up this market pretty soon. Let's go ahead and build another house. Just want to keep pace, want people to keep having babies, want there to be more space for people. And the fishing dock is now done. Excellent. Let's have people working here. One goes here, thank you. We will place a new barn nearby. No, this one. Small storage. We'll go right here. Okay. That way we can be really efficient, and if we want to have some more dredges, more, what are these called again? Water scavengers, can totally do that. Still kind of low on the stone, apparently. We have 10 laborers, and yet somehow I feel like they're just not working very fast. Man, look how many laborers are coming of age all of a sudden. And they're all educated, which is awesome. They're going to be working so much more efficiently than their parents were. Well, at least in theory. Let's get some more builders going. Now, there are some other things that we could be working on right about now. We are gathering up the clay and stuff. If we look in here, there's a bit of lumber and a bit of clay. It's a material seller, so apparently we're allowed to place the lumber in here as well. Oh my gosh, so many laborers coming of age now. So you have 15 lumber. It's not a lot of lumber, but it's a little bit of lumber. House is being built. Really just need more stone. And seriously, the easy solution to that problem would just be building a quarry. I don't really like doing that. I prefer to just gather the stuff that's up on the surface, but you know, we live on a planet made of rock. We can dig down if we need to. Hey, look, our first merchant has arrived. What do you have? You have duck meat and mutton cuts. Worthless. Absolutely worthless. Dismiss. But good, that does mean that the trader's work. Is he going to just go through the land right now? Nope, he's going around. Okay, I was kind of worried he was going to clip through the land here. I've seen things kind of like that happen before. Well, it's not as crazy as the deer that can walk underwater. Anyway. Oh my gosh, so many more laborers. Okay. We probably should continue building out some more houses here because we're having a hard time keeping up. Now they're getting kind of old. I do recall seeing a conversation on the comments section about how old people have to be if they're students in order to become adults. From what I can tell, it's not a set number, right? I think it used to be in the very early games of Banished, the very, very early versions, but I'm not sure that's true anymore. Maybe I'm just misremembering. From what I can tell, it seems that you have to have a certain amount of time in the schoolhouse. So it depends on when you become a student, and then you have to have so many years there. But if you live far away, you have less downtime in the schoolhouse becoming a student, so you might graduate a little bit later. So some people can graduate around 16, some people graduate in their early 20s. It can happen. Supposedly as well, though, it used to be that students, if they got to a certain age, could certainly go and move out and get married and start having children. But it doesn't seem to be the case anymore. So, Wellen the Gatherer ate some poisonous berries and died. Tragedy strikes. We're building more homes. We'll be fine. Do you want to go ahead and get another... Let's go ahead and mimic this exact setup that we have over here. Let's go back to the key. We will gather... we'll have another water scavenger. We will rotate you around to be right about there. It's probably fine. And if we want to, we can build another house out here by the water, so that people are able to work pretty effectively. The good thing is, this will all be in range of the market when I eventually do build it. Speaking of which, we have 20 lumber. It's not a lot of lumber, but it is some. There's 30. We need 70, and then I can build the central market out. But I do think I'm going to end this video here because it's been about 25 minutes. So thank you all very much for watching. I do hope you enjoyed. If so, then be sure to hit that like button, leave a comment with your suggestions on how I ought to be growing, and subscribe if you have not already. And I, as always, will see you guys next time.